Hello and welcome, my name is Phenomenci, and today I'm going to be doing a review for Interviews with Monster Girls. Now, this anime is best described as a slice-of-life anime with, well, comedy and cute monster girls doing cute things. But is that bad? No, it is not, because this anime is absolutely great. Now, the story is pretty basic and pretty damn simple, all things considered. There's this dude named Teach. He works at a high school. He is like a science professor, teacher thing, I don't know. In this world they live in, there are these people called Demis. Basically Dracula and stuff. Yeah, basically monsters are real, but they aren't like the legends. They're a lot more normal and simple and human-like than they have been perceived in literature. Teach has a fascination with these monsters known as Demis. However, he's never met one until one of his new colleagues rather, turns out to be a succubus. Then he ends up getting 3 new students, all of which are also Demis. One of which is a vampire, the second is a snow woman, the third is, well, this chick. She has, fire for her neck, her head's disemboweled, but it's not severed, it does still exist, her body works normal, and her head works normal. Now, my complete and utter apologies for not being able to remember her monster/demi name, but I just can't, and I'm very sorry that I cannot. So through several events, our main character, Teach, ends up being able to interview these monster girls, and throughout the season/series, you get to learn all these facts about these monsters. Whether they be true or not, probably not, because I'm pretty sure vampires don't exist. Or do they? I actually do not know. But yes, you get to learn all kinds of cool and interesting facts. However, I will oppose one thing against this anime, and that is that I wish there were more interviews in this anime. There's not really that many. Each episode only has like a 4 to 6 minute long interview, with the rest of the episode just kind of being about what the girls are doing or what our main character Teach is doing and just how their lives are going and what how they and their lives interact with everyone around them. You only do get a 6-minute interview per episode. Give or take a minute or two and give or take an episode. Because there are some episodes that have no interviews whatsoever, which is kind of disappointing because it is called Interviews with Monster Girls, and I would have liked to see more interviews. Well, that's just my personal preference. I still think it is good, and I do like the interviews, the few that there are. Another thing is that, yes, there is no overarching story. Unless you count the Teach basically interviewing each one of these girls every couple of episodes. If that's considered an overarching story, then I guess it has one, but there's like no big main end goal. Like there's no big end boss or no big end triumph that our characters have to, well, triumph. There's nothing like that. It begins simple, happy, and nice, and it ends as such. That's what I want to get into. The tone of the series is very nice and very forgiving. It is very calm, peaceful, and enjoyable. Now, this anime is not completely inept. It does try to ask the questions, is it wrong to treat someone differently because they look different and their situation is different? Or should you treat them like an everyday person? And as Teach best describes, the best way to approach it is to simply acknowledge both. Yes, she is a human. She is a normal high school girl, but equally, she is not a complete normal high school girl because she is a vampire. Yeah, she's a vampire. Yeah, she's a high school girl. Treat her like she's both. Don't ignore her demi side just because you want to hang out with her, and don't ignore her human side because you want to study her. The best way to approach situations that you don't know how to approach is to equally acknowledge both sides of the argument and stuff like that. It's a very interesting view, and I very much like it. But yes, the tone of the series is nice. It's not particularly like super exciting, badass action, but it's very calm and enjoyable and funny. Let me get on to the comedy. Comedy is absolutely great. The comedy is grade A hilarious. The jokes are told very fucking well, and the visual gags are goddamn hilarious. Oh my god, I laugh my ass off at this anime. For example, the vampire chick, she is the blonde. Yes, she is a riot. She gets the majority of the visual gags in this anime, and damn it, they make them funny as all hell. I haven't seen an anime this funny since... Shout out Excel Saga! Yeah, I've not seen an anime that funny since Excel Saga. So in short, the comedy is fucking great. Next up, the characters. Well, the characters are not particularly original, but that doesn't matter. An anime doesn't have to have original characters to still be good, and the same goes for this anime. The characters might not be the most original things you've ever heard of, but it really doesn't matter. The characters are, well, very, very good. Yeah, they're not the most they're not the most unique thing you've ever heard, but they are still very well done, very interesting. Each character with their own personality trait and so forth. My favorite characters probably would be the vampire chick and her sister. Yes, she has a sister who also happens to be her twin, and props to the animation designers, she does not look like her twin. I mean, she looks like she's her twin, but she doesn't look like they just reused the same face model. They did actually put some effort in designing two different faces despite her being her twin, and I give immense props to this anime for that reason. But yes, the characters I like in particular are her and her sister. They're funny and work very well together. Teach, I like him. He's just a nice, huggable, approachable man that you just see and you're like, you are an approachable, likable person. Good job! And the succubus, she's sexy. They're constantly making jokes about how she's sexy. I don't know why she say she's sexy. So yes, characters aren't the most original thing you ever hear, but they are enjoyable and likable and, well, good nonetheless. I will say I like Teach in particular simply because he is the most unique character in this anime, but hey, even if he's the most unique character, all the other characters are still just as good. Final up, I think I haven't gotten to this yet. I don't know, I'm a complete nerd, forgetful person. Next up is the animation. Well, the animation is superb. It works amazingly with the visual gags. The animation, as far as the backgrounds go, the backgrounds are very well done. The character designs are beautiful and very distinct from one another, as I stated. The vampire chick and her sister, despite being twins, aren't using the same precise face mode. I highly applaud that. He looks about as approachable as he is. She looks about as timid and sexy as she actually is. Sexy. But just in general, all the characters have very good designs. Oh, two characters I did forget to mention, and my apologies for forgetting to mention these characters, were these two guys. They're side characters. And the only way I can describe them as is the perv and the perv's friend. But they're funny. They have short little interactions with the characters, occasionally giving little bits of comedy. They're really just comic relief, with some occasionally nice moments, but still, they're enjoyable, likable characters, and I thought they were worth a mention. Finally, I wanted to talk about the ending. Well, the ending is absolutely great. The ending is befitting to this anime. I was sad when it ended, but not because it was a sad ending. I was sad when it ended because I wanted to see more of this. And this is my final complaint for interviews with Monster Girls. I wish we would have got to meet more demis. I wish we would have got to meet more than one vampire, more than one succubus, more than one snow woman. I wish we would have got to meet more of them and see how they interact and see what their views and stuff are. But hey, we got to meet a few of them, and the ones we got to meet were pretty damn good, so I'm not gonna complain. I would have liked to see another season because, well, I would have liked to see more of it. The world could have been more fleshed out, but what can you do? Sometimes... Okay, this anime could have been more fleshed out, but in the end, I think it's a cute enough, funny enough, likable enough anime that it doesn't need to have the most fleshed out world to be a damn fun time. But yeah, the ending is well done, befits the anime, and it won't leave you hanging in any regard. Except for one. There's one thing they leave you hanging at, and I do wish this, another reason why I wish they would have got another season is for this reason. That reason being, you get to meet a fifth type of demi. This one being an invisible girl. You do not get to see any invisible people in this anime. You only meet her for like the last 40 seconds of the episode. And yeah, I guess that was the anime trying to hint off that there's more demis than they've showed us, but I guess we'll never get to know because regretfully because they got a complete series release. Now, maybe it'll get a second season, but I doubt it. Usually if an anime gets a complete series release, 7 out of 10 times it usually ends there. I say 7 out of 10 because we thought Attack on Titan ended and it came back. We thought Overlord ended and it came back. So, complete series isn't the end per se, but it's a pretty damn good telltale that more than likely it's the end. Regretfully, as cute and as good as this anime is, I don't believe it was original or well thought through enough to get another series, which is sad, but hey, at least we got one season of it, am I right? So, what do you think of interviews with monster girls? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. If you're wondering if this will be your kind of anime, do you like slice of life? Do you like cute monster girls doing cute monster girl related things? Do you like the idea of hearing interviews and hearing interesting facts about said monsters and monster girls? Well, then this might be the anime for you. Once again, do note that there probably could have been more interviews in this anime, and you may very well be disappointed of the lack thereof, but there's a good solid 40-45 minutes worth of interviews, so you shouldn't feel too misled. Thank you all so very much for watching. I do reviews a few times a month for animes and stuff, and I just do a bunch of weird shit, so if you'd like to subscribe to my channel for weird, poorly worded shit, well then it'd be much appreciated if so. Thank you all so very much for watching. Have a nice day, and this has been one bunch of likable characters. I highly enjoyed this anime, and goodbye.